thought I'd do a like a little extra video on the back of my Games Workshop kind of Christmas guide. This is the one for Forge World. This is the newest catalogue. You get one of these if you buy something, so that gives you some kind of hint on, you know, what's coming up over the next few months. Next weekend I'm going to try my very hardest for everyone, subscribers, viewers, whoever you are that watch my videos and my content. I'm going to try so hard to get you a, you know, Space Marine update video of all my models. I've got a lot more than I had before, and actually I've painted 2 or 3 models this year, so that's it's going the right way anyway. So I'm going to try and do that next weekend. It might hopefully it'll be out Monday with editing and things like that, if there is going to be any editing. Let me know in this video, put it in the comments if you can, whether you prefer it to be on a tripod, whether you prefer it freehand. I think I'm gonna do a mixture of both, but I know how people, you know, I know what people are like when it comes to, oh, if it's on a tripod, you know, I can't really see the models, you can't really zoom in, but also I know if it's freehand, people will say, oh, it's wobbly, get a, you know, tripod, things like that. But put it in the comments in this video. So this is kind of like my Forge World kind of guide. At the moment they're doing free standard shipping at the moment, so between the 31st of October and Wednesday the 31st of December, so still got another couple of weeks, you can get free standard shipping. You have to do some kind of voucher thing, you have to phone, it's just ridiculous, you have to phone the number, which is probably going to cost you as much as standard shipping anyway, and then if you're not able to ring, you have to download a free shipping standard fax order form, or by, you know, and then when you phone you have to then give them the voucher number and then such and such. So it's kind of like they kind of want you to phone to, you know, get your free shipping, which is just silly. Time is money, and you might as well just pay for your shipping and save yourself 5 or 10 minutes. You know, you might not have the time in the day, you're probably working full time, you might not have the time in the day to just phone them up and give them a code to get you free shipping, and the time it probably takes you to faff about like that is probably the same as paying for your shipping. Just go the whole hog, spend your 250 quid or whatever you have to spend to get your free shipping. Do it that way, unless there's a model that you really want. That's my only advice in that one, is to buy, you know, is to save up and buy a large order, or, you know, buy a small order and then bite the bullet and pay your 5 or 10 quid shipping. Unfortunately they need to sort out, you know, as soon as they start putting their Forge World items onto Games Workshop, the better. Games Workshop, I think it's free standard delivery over, I think it's 50 quid or 40 quid, something like that. I know it's going to be difficult for them to do that if Forge World move all of their items over and sell them on their Games Workshop web store, because of just the weight, really, more than anything. Resin can cost a lot to ship. Anyway, I'm going off on so many tangents, but I hope it's all been useful so far. Forge World 2014-15, let's go. So one thing that's not mentioned in here, I don't really think, is the new book, the new Horus Heresy book 4. For a small price of £78, you can get this beautiful book, leather, gold pages. You know, it turning every page, you know, increases your life expectancy, I've heard. So, you know, if you want to buy a book that's £80, you know, there is a book available for you. If you want to buy the special edition, it's £90, which I don't think there's that much of a jump, really. You know, 12 quid for an extra sleeve and some data sheets and I think a little poster or something. I'd spend the extra 12. You might have to pay a little bit more shipping, but anyway, I wanted to get that out of the way. They've also got a couple of Contemptor Dreadnoughts out, and Conrad Cruz, Primarch of Night Lords, if you like Night Lords. And they've got a few Solar Auxilia army, things like tanks and basilisks, things like that. And they've also got a few other things, like I think all the knights are in here. Maybe not the Archeron or Archeron. There it is. But yeah, it is in here. So what have you got? You've got Imperial Armour Volume 13, £50, that's not too bad. You got the Legion Fire Drakes, which now, looking at these, comparing them to the Blood Angels, I can see what they're doing. They're raising the prices, but Forge World did raise their prices not that long ago. I think that the Questoris Knight, Maghera, that's Jungle Book, isn't it? I think he was a bit cheaper. I think it was like £90 or £100, and there's been a small price jump. But you compare these 5 Thunderhammer beefy looking Terminators they are, you compare them to the Blood Angels. Blood Angels are £10 less now, £35 the new Terminators are, and I think these have pretty decent poses, probably, questionably, arguably better poses. And then look at the huge Vulcan Primarch, excellent, and the word bearers aren't too bad either. So kind of like Christmas guide, you've still got plenty of time to order with Forge World, in my opinion, unless it's going to be something big. Even then, I still don't think you'd have too many problems, unless it's like a, I don't know, like a Town Manta or you know, some kind of Titan or something like that. You might be pushing it a little bit, because sometimes they have to make more molds and things like that, because molds for bigger items can only be used less times than the small. Well, anyway, I'm going off on tangents. Let's have a look. So you've got plenty of Knight Titans. I'm not a big fan. This is good in a way, because it's giving you some ideas, but also you're getting my opinions of the models, which I hope you'll find useful. You've probably got your own opinions, and, you know, put them in the comments, share them with everyone. I'm not a big fan of the Knights, really. Not the lanky ones. Just because they're too tall, they don't really fit in. They're almost the size of a Warhound, almost. They fit well with kind of like a Wraith Knight, who's similar kind of height. But I just think Games Workshop made their standard size ones, which fit very well. They're just big enough. Any bigger looks a bit out of place, and these do, especially if you're fielding these with the standard ones. You might have your own opinions on that. You might think, Super, you're talking absolute rubbish. They do fit in well. They're supposed to be that tall for whatever reason. Anyway, Contemptors are still awesome looking models. Books. Have you added up all of these books? Would you like to know how much all of these books would cost you if you were to buy them all? Well, just at a glance, that's going to set you back about £1,000. Probably a bit more than 1,000 just for those books. Titans. I love Titans. If you haven't already, get yourself a Reaver. What are you waiting for? I mean, you know, are you waiting for a meteor to hit the Earth and, you know, wipe us all out? £438. I remember when they used to be about 400, or they used to be, I think they were about 400-ish, and I'm not sure whether you'd got the weapons with it, or whether it was 450 and you got all the weapons with it. But either way, at one point in time, they started doing body only, because people, obviously they were listening to feedback, and people were saying, well, I can only buy a Titan with a Vulcan Mega Bolter and a silly Inferno Cannon. And then they thought, well, why don't we just sell the bodies and then make loads on the arms? And that's what they do. And now, I bought my Titan, that very Titan, which is, well, it's got, my one's got Turbo Laser and Plasma Blast Gun, but that very Titan, I bought that in 2003. So yeah, okay, we're talking 11 years ago, but salaries and wages haven't gone up that much considering. But they're now, I bought mine for £250. I know, because I saved my money all summer, when I had a summer job. £250 it cost me. Just the body now is 263, and then for the weapons they're charging £39. So what's that? £78 plus the 263 is 330, basically £340. God, my maths is terrible. That's what a bump to the head will do to you. But basically £340 for the same model that I bought for 250. So my only advice is, if you've got a big collection and you like some Forge World models, buy them, because in 10 years' time, the price is gonna go up by, you know, an extra, what, 50%, or just less than 50%. It's gonna go up by about 100 quid. So that's my best advice with any Forge World things. Just buy it now, because the models haven't changed, but the prices, that's gone up by 90 odd, over 90 quid in 11 years. That is a huge increase, a huge increase. So going back to what my advice, like, if you're in it for the long haul, you've got a large collection, or there's just a few Forge World models that you like the look of, buy them, because they might discontinue them. They haven't discontinued these for years, but they might discontinue them, and if they don't, they're going to go up substantially. Which is good in a way, because it means that your models are going to be worth more. Because if you're going to sell them second hand, you could say, well, actually, my Warhammer Titan is now £340. But my Warhammer Titan is built and it's painted, so I'll sell it to you for 500. You know, that's a bit, I'm extrapolating here, but you get my point. Lots of tanks. If you're a treadhead, you will love Forge World. Although they still are selling, you know, the normal Bane blades. Are they selling the normal Bane blades? You've got a Storm blade there. Maybe they've discontinued them. Pretty sure if you look on the website you can find them though. Shadow Sword, £118. Well, you can buy that plastic for... I bought my Shadow Sword plastic for £60 7 years ago. So they want you to basically pay double, which is the case with resin. But it's nice to see that they've still got it available if you do want to buy it. I don't think it's any more detailed in my opinion though. I actually think the plastic ones are better. And I've got a Bane blade, a resin Bane blade, and a plastic Shadow Sword. Plenty of Elysian stuff, more tanks. I like the old school basilisks, the heavy artillery carriages. Awesome. You've got some more fighter planes and bombers. You've got some Grey Knights things. I think it's cool, like the doors and things, that you can really kit out your model. The Redeemer's very good. And then you've got some excellent models here. It's just a shame that they've had problems with the Fire Raptor and the Storm Eagle with the warping and things. I'm still very tempted in getting one. £96. I can't remember whether it has always been that much, but they're nice looking models. They really are. I think that they were a bit cheaper and they might have bumped the price up. But there you go. Dreadnought drop pods. I wish Games Workshop did them in plastic, because everybody's got about 50 dreadnoughts now. Land Raiders. I really love the Spartan. It's 101 quid. I'm sure it was like 80 or 90, and they bumped that up in price to 101. It's a shame, really, because I really like it. I don't know, I was tempted to get one. Let's look at these. Yep, some nice, I like the Demos patterns. They're nice looking. I like the rounded turrets. Remind me a little bit like Daleks though, or the old school tanks before they were angular. Some Contemptors. You got weapons for the Contemptors, so Cyclone missile launcher, things like that. And then you got some more Space Marines, just mainly Space Marines really. You got plenty of bits and pieces, everything to do with Horus Heresy here. Then you got all the Primarchs. And the characters. I mean, some of them aren't Primarchs there. but they are some very nice models, great centerpieces. I'd love to get all of them and have them all in a cabinet, paint them, you know, they were in their own colours, the way they should be painted. I think they're incredible. Really commend Forge World for making them, and I don't think that they break the bank. I mean, when they start going over £60, I think people lose a bit of interest. I mean, obviously you pay 60 for the big guy himself, but be interested to see how much the Emperor will cost when they release that, which they should, because he is part of the Horus Heresy. I love these tanks. Really like the Fellblade. I will have to get one. I don't think I'll get a glaive because I'm not really into the 30k scene at the moment. Now I like the Sicarian, but I've heard some things about the tracks and a couple of things warping. I like the Legion Basilisks as well. They look good. We got some more knights, or the main page for the knights. But yeah, £170. You know, when you think that I paid £250 for my Titan, so it's another £80 more would have got you a Warhound Titan. It's just, I would pay that £80 more. That's the thing. Just because I think the Warhound Titan is just so much more of a presence. That's a cool model, bit lanky, but it's a cool model. But for 170, it's just, yeah, I can't justify it. That's all. But I can easily justify, you know, £255 for 3 normal knights easily. Some Mechanicum models and some Chaos. More Chaos. Necrons. The Night Shroud Bombers are awesome, they're huge. Eldar, you got your Phantom Titan there. Excellent model. Designed by Will Hayes, and obviously, you know, a little bit of modelling by Simon, who is awesome. I've met them both. And you got the Revenant Titan, which I think they have bumped that up in price. I'm sure you could get a Revenant Titan for about 150, so they've now bumped them up by about £50. And a Wraith Knight actually stands not almost as tall as a Revenant. You got some avatars which look awesome, and they still look awesome, brilliant. And you got the Scorpion Type 2. Normally the models that I point out, I myself really like the look of. You know, I like some of the Orc things as well, like the Mega Dreads, they're cool, and the Warboss on bike. Even the tank with the super cannon is just pretty awesome. The Chin Orc, very good. There you go, there's a Town Manta. Almost £1,000. I think that is their most expensive model. £989. But its wingspan is 34 inches and it weighs 12 kilograms or 28 pounds. 34 inches. Well, if you're playing on a 6x4 board, that's almost, you know, the width of the 4 foot side, isn't it? Almost. It's a huge model. And then you get some more Town, and you got some Tyranids, the Bio Titan. Wish they did some more Bio Titans. I think they're quite reasonably priced. They used to be about £200, now they're £242. So now it's questionable, you know, why they've gone up that much. But I wish they did do more big super creatures for them. I mean, they did bring out the Stonecrusher Carnifex, and they brought out the Dimacheron. Anyway, that's how I would pronounce it with difficulty. You've got some nice terrain. I really like the Imperial Strong Point. I think I will get that eventually, and the Thunderhawk. It's a shame that they're going up in price though, because I think the Thunderhawk was about 80 something. I think the Realm of Battle was about 70. So they're slowly creeping their prices up. I hope they don't do a Games Workshop. I mean, obviously they're owned by Games Workshop, but I hope they don't keep bumping them up in the same fashion. It would not be good for them. Then you got some nice monsters there. The Great Unclean One. Yeah, so there you go. That's all of the Forge World. kind of like Christmas buying guide. There's a lot of stuff. There really is. I'd go on the internet, go on their webpage and have a look. The webpage is pretty decent, and it's got a lot of coloured photos, which kind of beats this kind of catalogue in a way. I wish they did do it in colour, but you know, like Spyderco, they've got their catalogues, and they're similar kind of number of pages. But I suppose I'd like to see the figures, how many catalogues, and these they send free with every order. But I would like to see them bring out, you know, colour catalogues. But if that increase, there's probably reasons why they don't do it. But if you want to see a load of models in colour, and some of them they still haven't got them painted. I mean, hey, I'm holding my hand up. I won't mind painting some of your models if you strap for people. You know, I'll say that now. Even, you know, I'd have a crack at painting that Thunderhawk transporter that's been in grey ever since it was announced about 10 years ago. I mean, yeah, I'm up for that. But yeah, go on the website, have a look. It's great. You go on the new stuff, you can go on the 40K, click on the Titans, bang, there's all your Titans. I mean, they're now kind of muddy in the water a bit with the Titans in terms of the Night Titans, because they're kind of classing them as Titans, which they kind of are, given their height and everything, and, you know, the weapon systems and the armour. But I think it would be cool if they had their own separate tab, like they do on the Games Workshop website. I think that'd be cool. But it's quite easy to navigate in a way. I've ordered from them many times. You know, you get your models very, very quickly, unless they have any problems, and even then they're straight on to you with an email. That's never happened to me, touch wood. So yeah, enjoy your shopping, and hopefully you'll find something there in Forge World that takes your eye. They've released some excellent models this year, and every year it just seems like they're getting better. They're just, you know, they're creating models for like little niches. Like if you want to create a Machinarium army, Mechanicum army, sorry, you know, there's a couple of Night Titans for you now, and there's plenty of other nice models. But they really are, you know, please, just if they are listening, I just hope that they pay Will Hayes enough money for a year and a half, take him away from all the projects, get someone else in, and get him to design that Warlord. He really does need to. Get him to design it. Make it £1,000 if you have to, but just do it. You know, before other companies do. Anyway, that's my kind of like catalogue guide as well. Thanks ever so much for joining me today. Thanks for watching. Hope this has been useful for you. The Emperor protects.